Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your November reading. I am Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. If you are familiar with my channel, you know I live in Carmel, Indiana, and I am happy you are here. If you're brand new, I would love it if you would like or subscribe or share or make a comment and let me know if I was on the money or if I was off the money. I do take constructive criticism. I am always looking to be better at my craft. So if you have any advice on how I could do things differently, please tell me. I will not take it personally if it doesn't sound good. I promise. I will listen to what you have to say. So Taurus, okay, there we got 3 cards. All right, what do we got here? The first one that was the 4 of Swords. So it looks to me like some sort of indecision or stress or something is over. Because normally if that was in the upright, that's just like somebody's kind of stressed out. They're taking a step back and you're ready to move forward after being in hermit mode for quite a long time, because those two together tell me that you've been in hermit mode for quite a while. You've got some thoughts. You've thought about something for a long time. You've been thinking about something and now you're ready to move forward with it. And what you're moving on about feels like maybe a job, or perhaps it's making a move. It has something to do with something material. So maybe you're going to purchase a new house. You're going to take another job or something like that. That's what you've been thinking about. It's time to make a move in some way, shape, or form in your life. You want to get out of that unstuck mode that you have been in. Okay, so that's interesting. The Devil card came up. The Devil card usually indicates some sort of obsessiveness, addictions, something like that. So maybe that's what you're moving forward. You have recognized that some sort of unhealthy ways that you have been doing has not been beneficial for you. And you have taken a step back and looked at how it has affected your life negatively and the people in your life. I'm not saying what your addiction is. I don't have any idea. But maybe it's been drinking or overspending or overeating or anything like that. And you're looking at it finally with a fresh set of eyes and realizing the damage that it has done on yourself, on your friends, on your family, on your relationships, and you are ready to break the ties with that addiction. Good for you. That's a big step. You know, that's a lot of people can't do that. They cannot take a look at their bad habits and recognize how it has affected them negatively and do something about it. So I have to say, I'm very proud of you there. So let's look at what kind of emotions that you are currently dealing with. I feel like this is positive, very positive energy. And you have some excitement. It feels like very exciting energy kind of around it, because it's kind of like you have realized that your old ways have not benefited you whatsoever. And now it's kind of like, I've tried everything else and it's time to find something. You've tried everything else and now it's time to find something that will work. And you feel like you have finally come to a conclusion of what will work. And that is giving up something, whatever, like I said, whether it is drinking or smoking or eating or spending or whatever obsessive. Hell, it could be obsessive behavior on Facebook, you know, I don't know. I'm like, okay. So far, the fulfilled, which is satisfied, self-actualization, and at peace. And this whole first line definitely feels like self-actualization to me. I mean, it is something where you, like I said, you went in within yourself, you did some deep thinking about what was going on, and that's always a step towards self-actualization when you've made that decision on your own. You weren't forced into anything. You realize this is the best way to move forward on this. This is powerless in the reverse position. So now you're feeling powerful because you have made a decision to move forward and release these negative bonds that have negatively affected you. You are trusting the process. Even though it's a little bit scary for you, you know that moving forward is all good. And you're trusting the process. You're going to trust that this will work out. This is good. And you're hopeful. Hopeful that this is, it feels like kind of a new beginning for you. It's kind of like you have turned the corner and you're kind of like, you know, I have some hope, because you have felt rather discouraged for quite a while about how things have kind of been going. And now you're kind of like, I feel like now I can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel and it doesn't feel so dark. Physically, I feel like you're going to start feeling better physically and mentally. And when that kind of thing is going on, you know, your creative juices start popping in, and you know, people are just happier in general. I'm like, this is like very exciting. And actually, I'm trying to think, who all do I know that's a Taurus? My brother is a Taurus, and I can think of something very much that's affecting this. He started riding a bike not too long ago. Hateful in the reverse position, so that's always good. You're not feeling as hateful anymore about whatever this situation is, this obsessive behavior or whatever. And to be honest, I don't even know if my brother watches my stuff or not, and you feel relieved. So, you know, he started working on getting physically better fit, because he works on his feet, and he said it was killing his knees. And I'm like, good, I'm happy for him that he has kind of turned a corner about taking better care of his body. Okay, so let's do some Whispers of Healing cards to see what kind of messages your guides, your higher self, your oversoul, past relatives. Okay, so this says positive-minded people. I feel like that is saying that positive-minded, keep yourself around positive-minded people, because they are the ones that are going to help you continue on your path to a better you, a better life, a better everything. And, you know, there is no shortage of negative-minded people that want to bitch and moan and complain. And if you are surrounded, if you have yourself surrounded by those kinds of people, it probably makes you want to drink like a fish, or eat like a maniac, or shop in trying to make, you know, it's a numbing device. When you don't feel your best, you numb. So, you know, be careful about who you hang out with, and keeping yourself around positive-minded people is going to help this new process that you're working. You know, get the people that are your cheerleaders, not the ones that can find something wrong with everything you do and want to bring up all the negative about everything. And I'm very careful about who I hang out with. All right, what else do you people have to say to my Taurus friends? Apparently not much. Come on, guys. Oh, there's a couple. Barriers. How does that play in? Barriers. Okay, so the first thing that comes to mind is you are going to run into some obstacles and barriers along the way. So don't get frustrated when you come out of the gate into this new thinking and new life and think it's going to be smooth sailing ahead, because it's not. Do the best you can. Make some progress. You may take 2 steps forward and 1 step back in this new way of thinking, giving up whatever, food, alcohol, shopping. You may do better than you did, and then you may find yourself having a step backwards. You're a work in progress. Don't beat yourself up if you take a step backwards. Everybody does that, you know? I mean, when I started watching what I was eating a year and a half ago, I'd do really, really good, and then I would have a bad day, and I would eat a bunch of chocolate at the candy store. And then I'd feel bad, and then I'd get back up on the horse, and I would go forward again. So just be careful that you don't beat yourself up too hard when things don't go as smooth as you are expecting them. Seek seclusion. I guess maybe that is, if you find yourself surrounded by too much activity that would put you back into that negative state of wanting to do whatever, maybe you need to take a step back. Maybe being around certain people trigger you, and you need to take a step back from them. Perhaps your family is somebody that triggers you, and that's why you drink, smoke, eat, shop, blah, 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 whatever that negative negative obsessive behavior you do is. So if you need to take a step back and regroup and get your balance back into place, it's okay to do that, you know. Don't feel like you can't step back from things in the process. What else? That one. Boundaries. Everybody has boundary issues, it seems. I guess that's a case of, gosh, you know what? There are so many things I could say on boundaries. Know what your boundaries are. Know what your limits are. Know when you've had too much of something, whether it's too much negative emotion, whether it's too, gosh, what am I trying to say here? Having weak boundaries can put you in a bad state, and it causes all kinds of negative emotions to come up. So just be careful of your boundaries, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Is there's probably people out there that are going to push you, and you need to stand your ground. And if you know that you don't have the time to do something, make sure you say, I don't have the time to do that. If somebody wants you to do something and you don't feel comfortable with it, don't do that. Because what usually happens is, if you let someone walk all over your boundaries, it tends to make you feel bad about yourself. And that's one of the things that causes that obsessive behavior. It's like a trigger thing, you know. It's like somebody made you or wanted you to do something, and instead of saying no, you said yes, and then you get resentful, and then you go to whatever your obsession is to numb that. So, just be careful of your boundaries so it doesn't cause you to go into that negative place that makes you want to do your obsessive behavior. I think that is what they are trying to say. I want to do some daily positive thoughts and affirmations. So this is something that you could, just kind of keep on the right track. These cards are so little. Let's see, what do we got here? My world is full of amazing opportunities, and I am going to make the most of my day. And today is rich with opportunities, and I open my heart to receive them. Well, opportunities apparently are the big theme of the day for you. So if you've got some good opportunities coming your way, it sounds like you need to take advantage of those. I feel like you're going to have a whole new lease on life. It's kind of like you're coming out of the dark into the light, and now you're open to opportunities that are going to make your life better. And, perhaps that is a job change, moving homes, business opportunities, any kind of opportunities that could come along that could benefit you. And I think you're just not going to be quite so hard on yourself. There is always a solution of the highest good. So anyway, Taurus, this is what is going on. Looks like you have a new lease on life. You're giving up some bad habits. Just be careful not to be too hard on yourself if you don't come out of the gate and get 100% clean on whatever you're giving up. And if you need some help, ask somebody for help, or ask somebody to hold you accountable, or whatever. Sometimes it's easier to have somebody in your life that'll kind of keep an eye on things for you, with you, if you really want to give up some sort of bad habit. So anyway, I'll see you guys mid-November, and have a great 2 weeks. Thanks.